Make your own movies on a budget.
A test for all you windbags.
And the secrets of hidden creatures.
Getting to the bottom of those rock pools.
How to be a balloon surfer.
And aiming for the moon.
But first, there are plenty of amazing animals to see underwater.
That's if you can see them without getting soaked.
Now, that calls for a little seaside ingenuity.
There's nothing that Genevieve and I like doing better than a bit of exploring. Look at all the stuff going on in these rock pools. Each one is a self-contained underwater world. When the tide is high, it fills the pools up. When it goes out, whatever little critters were in there are stuck until it comes back again. It's just amazing what you can find by poking around in rock pools. Mollusks, starfish, crabs, and shells. It's fantastic to see what's on the surface, but there's probably a lot more going on in the deeper water. But how can we see in there? And how can we catch stuff? Surely there must be an easier way than getting our clothes wet. There's not exactly a lot of bits and pieces we can use to make things with here, but I do have a plan.
Balloons are like little cushions of air. I wonder if they're strong enough to support my weight. Stand back, guys, I'm gonna walk on air. This is what I call comfy footwear. Very funny, but I'm not beaten yet. If I sit on it, my weight is spread more evenly. Okay then. Maybe I need some more balloons. That might be the go. Start blowing. Bombs away! Back to the drawing board. I've got an idea. Let's try something. Hold steady, everyone. How cool is this gonna be? Hey, what do you know? I'm sailing on a sea of balloons.
When Blake puts his foot on a balloon, it takes all his weight, which is too much. When he's on the table, his weight is being spread evenly over many balloons, so they don't pop.
I wonder if we could all get on board. Come on!
It's time my coin collection had a bit of a clean-up. That didn't make it shinier. That didn't help either. How to get rid of stains. Okay, so what I need is a bowl, a jug, a teaspoon, some vinegar, and some salt. Start by half filling the jug with vinegar. Pour it into the bowl. Add a couple of teaspoons of salt. Give it a really good stir. We're ready for the test. I'll give it a few minutes. Maybe a few minutes more. Cool! It's clean! And it only took about 20 minutes.
The dirty coins are covered with a layer of oxygen and copper molecules, called copper oxide. The salt and vinegar combine to make an acid mixture that really attacks that copper oxide.
Now for the rest of my collection.
Wow! I reckon Margot will be able to see what's on those coins much better soon.
I wonder if she and Genevieve will have the same success trying to see into their rock pool.
Genevieve and I want to find out what lives deeper in these rock pools, but we don't want to get wet. So I've come up with this. These nets are easy to throw together. Just get hold of a loop of wire, pick up a spare pair of tights, bend a bit of wire into a loop. Cut the legs off the tights, you won't need them. Sew both leg holes up and attach the waist of the tights to the wire. Add a handle for a bit of extra reach and tape it up. Mightn't look that elegant, but this is our access to an underwater world. Let's see what's down there. This is trickier than I thought. Our net is great for catching things, but we can't really see what we're doing under the water. We need something else.
Listen up, Rocketeers. We're gonna put a rocket on the moon. No, I mean we're gonna be the first to put a rocket on that moon. Go on. See who can build a rocket that can make the distance and hit the target. Going for a slimline rocket body. Don't forget to decide where to put the fins. Getting creative with the fins in the middle. Great. Seal the top with tape so you can blow it into orbit. Using sticky tape for a bit of extra weight. Around the middle, I see. Okay, launch time. Green rocket, launch. Pink rocket, launch. Red rocket, launch. Yay! We have a moon landing! Green, that sticky tape in the middle made it too heavy. Pink, fins in the middle obviously didn't work. And red, weight and fins in just the right spot. Well done! Now we've made history in our own backyard.
That should be long enough for my coin collection to look dazzling. Yep, they're all looking pretty shiny. I wonder if they'll get even shinier if I leave the salt and vinegar on them. I'll leave half of them with the vinegar and salt on. The rest, I'll give a bit of a rinse. There we go. They look pretty clean, that's for sure. Well, the rinsed ones are still shiny. But hey, look at the ones with salt and vinegar on them. They're worse than before.
When the coins are exposed to the air, the salt and vinegar mixture makes it easy for copper atoms to join with the oxygen from the air and chlorine from the salt to make a new greeny-blue coating called malachite.
Oh dear, I'm worse off than when I started. Back to the salt and vinegar bath for you.
Hot dogs, my favorite. She just doesn't understand. Maybe Priscilla needs to know how big a stomach is. Stay right there. We'll make a pretend stomach out of leftover plastic bags. Now if I can just remember this from school. That's a start. Then we need another wider one. Now we need about 5 long ones. That's about how long a stomach is. Now for the journey of Harry the hot dog. When we eat, Harry travels from our mouths about 30 centimetres down the esophagus to our stomachs.
The stomach is the first stage of digestion. Acidic juices start breaking down the food.
From the stomach, Harry starts his long trek down the small intestine.
The small intestine is actually pretty long, about 4 or 5 metres in a kid. It's where all the goodness is absorbed out of the food.
Harry's nearly there, just the large intestine to go.
The large intestine is about 1 metre long. It takes any water out. Anything left is just waste, and it gets kicked out, well, out the back door.
Oh, yep, that's Dirty Harry all right. He's come a long way, and it happens every day in every one of us. Right, maybe room for one more.
That was the grossest thing I've ever seen on Backyard Science.
Yeah, that's about as low as we get. Unless, perhaps, we need to get to the bottom of a rock pool.
Genevieve is out looking for some stuff that we can use to make a pair of underwater eyes. That's how we're going to look deep into rock pools. But I've already found what we need. Old milk bottles and a roll of cling wrap. Start by cutting off the tops. Keep the handle, that'll be useful. Then do the same with the bottom. Cling wrap over the bottom end, and all held in place with some red tape. Pretty simple, really. But does it work? Only one way to find out. Wow, this is good! You can actually see through the cling wrap really clearly. Look what's down there! Okay, so I can see some things, but how do we catch them? Looks like we better combine it with the net. Then we have eyes and hands. Wow! There's some fascinating creatures down there. We'll have to put them back though, and they'll be there for anyone else to see. If they know how to look.
My ambition is to be in pictures, moving pictures. But what should I be exactly? A famous actress, a brilliant director, a genius writer, a deal-making producer. I know, an award-winning camerawoman. Maybe not. So many choices, but I don't have any money. Hey, what about a cartoonist? How do they make cartoons? If I draw a picture on this card, I should be able to make it move. If I'm going to make a cartoon, most of the drawing has to be the same. First, I'll do an outline in pencil. Now to go over it in pen. The pen leaves an imprint, so I can make my next drawing identical. I'm gonna have some fun with that missing arm, but first I have to do more drawing.
I'm about to create a masterpiece. But I don't think trees are really my thing. I want something wilder. How about I make my own oil paints? If I put a bit of this linseed oil in with the paint, let's see. Now, I know oil floats on water, so I'm gonna make a floating painting. Brilliant! It looks amazing! Now I wonder, can I save my paintings? What'll happen if I put paper on top? Perfect! I've caught the image. And when you dry them, you can hang them in the finest gallery.
Joseph always wants to show me how strong he is. But I think this time I can show him he's just full of hot air. Hang on, I've got a better test than arm wrestling. This won't be as simple as it looks. I bet you can't blow the paper into the bottle. Looks pretty confident, doesn't he? Harder! Go on, blow! Come on, muscle! Pretty pathetic, strong man.
The air you blow flies past the paper and hits the bottom of the bottle. This increases the air pressure inside the bottle. When the compressed air rushes out, it pushes the paper out with it.
Which goes to prove that you really are full of hot air.
Margot's right. That's impossible. But anything's possible in the world of cartoons. Let's see how Sophie's blockbuster is coming along.
Finished! 12 cards, all with the stick man on. May as well give him some eyes. Now for the missing arm. I'll make sure each one is in a slightly different position. Time to check how it's working. He's waving at me! Why don't I change his expression as well? Time to bind the book together. Now for the fun bit. Yay! My first cartoon! I'm going to call it Stick Man Wave.
A cartoon works because our eyes and brain hold onto images for a fraction of a second after the real image has disappeared. That means if you can get a second image up quickly, they seem to blend together. And that's all a cartoon does. It keeps replacing images before you have time to register the change. So it all looks part of the same picture.
Hey, I've just had another idea.
This is the best part of making a cake, putting the decorations on it. This sieve is great. The icing sugar is coming out really fine. But I bet that water can't get through the sieve. Come outside and I'll show you. Watch this. Not bad, huh?
It's because of surface tension. When water comes into contact with air, it pulls together as if it were forming a skin. That means that each little opening in the sieve is so well sealed that air can neither flow in nor water flow out.
Wait, there's one more thing. Watch what happens if I lift the bottle just a little bit. Come on, cheer up. The cake's pretty good.
Here we go, 1 raw egg, and making sure the water's cold first, 1 hard-boiled. Let's see if Ty can tell the difference. Can you tell which is which? Oh, I think I've forgotten myself. No, don't smash it. I know a better way. Just give it a spin. Did you see that? Watch. When I stop the egg with my finger, then quickly let it go, it starts spinning again. I reckon this is the raw egg. Yep, I'm right.
In a raw egg, the runny yolk and white inside will move separately to the shell. Unlike the egg in the cooked shell, which is solid, it moves with the shell. When the raw egg spins, the soggy insides keep on spinning even when the shell stops. The motion of the insides forces the shell to start spinning again.
So this one should be hard-boiled. Here's your treat, Bonzo. Now I just need to teach Bonzo to peel his egg.
Not a wild creature in sight.
They're hiding from things that want to eat them.
Time to go and look for some. Come on.
What is she wearing?
She's dressed for a disco. We'll never see any animals now. They'll spot you a mile off. You could have worn something to blend in with your surroundings. Green, for instance. It's all about not being seen. Let me show you how animals do it. First, help me cut out some moths. Now colour them in. What? I don't think that's a great moth colour. Look, if I put our moths in a tree, yours are easy to see, but mine blend in with the natural colours. Yours would have been eaten in an instant.
Making themselves invisible is how many animals protect themselves from other animals that want to eat them. Many animals take on the colours and patterns of the plants and rocks around them. It's called camouflage.
So some animals can even sneak up on you.
Now this is really clever camouflage. I'll bet you can hardly see me. And I can't wait for the finale of Sophie's movie.
Do you want to try something really complicated? It's called, wait for it, a Sophie trope. We're going to use it to make a moving picture with. Don't worry, this will work. We're going to make drawings and rotate them on the tub. First I measure out a piece of paper, the exact diameter of the tub. It's like a bendy ruler, so I can mark up the tub. Now cut some slits. Perfect. Because of my careful measuring, all the slits are the same size and evenly spaced. Now for the cartoon. This time, I'll move Stickman's legs around. Our cartoon's nearly ready. Just stick the pictures between the slits. Now all we need is a thumbtack. Lights, camera, action! And now wait until it's at the right speed. Yay, it's moving!
A Sophie trope uses the same principle of moving images that a camera does. If the second image is in a slightly different position from the first image, to the eye it looks like the object is actually moving.
I think I'll call my latest masterpiece, Stickman Jump.
Looks pretty good, doesn't it, Jason?
Yeah, but it's not that easy being animated, I must say.
See you next time.
thief is foiled by the power of the pen.
It's a backyard launch at a birthday party.
And some bird brain schemes at Angelique's place.
Danger ahead.
Anyone know how to build a bridge?
Our guys could use a little help.
Richard makes a noise you've never heard before.
And cool.
Magic slime. It runs through your fingers, but you won't believe what happens next.
Slime. Welcome to Backyard Science.
The show that is not afraid to get its hands dirty as we dig deep for fun.
We'll get back to that slime soon. But first, Blake and Sophie are about to discover a big problem in a little ditch. Do you think they'll get over it? Race band, here we go. Who will be the backyard world champion?
I'm catching you.
No way.
Too easy. Uh-oh, I think I spoke too soon.
We've got to find a way over Heartbreak Hollow.
Well, we could try to jump it, or we could build a bridge. I'll be right back.
Why is she taking so long? I'm starving. Oh, now she's lost the salt shaker. Why don't chips come already salted? If they did, I'd be eating them by now. Ah, I could invent the ready salted potato. Great, I'm gonna sell ready salted potatoes to all the chip shops. I'm gonna make a fortune. Let's see if it works. Right, peel the potatoes, chop them up. A couple of bowls of water. In go the chips. A bowl for Sophie, and one for my salty experiment. Time for a chat while they soak. Alright, see you then, bye. Now, how are those potatoes? Oh, that doesn't look too good. I wonder how Sophie's unsalted ones went. They're fine.
Ben's ready salted chips turned out to be an experiment in osmosis. That's where water moves naturally from where there's a low salt level to where it's high salt. In the bowl he didn't salt, the potatoes stayed as they were. But in the bowl that was salted, the water within the potatoes was drawn out into the salty surrounds by osmosis, leaving behind
Rubbery potatoes. Oh, so I won't make my fortune then. But at least I've got my chips. And I think I'll stick to the traditional way of salting them.
My bedroom just doesn't cut it as a dance club. What it needs is a bit of fancy lighting. A mirror ball will transform this place. To make one, first you need your reflective surface. A bit of wrapping paper will do. Stick that to some cardboard. Next, draw the shape. It needs to reflect light in as many directions as possible. So, by using a 5-sided shape, a pentagon, draw one in the middle and then 5 more. One on each outside edge. Then do the same again, but make sure one side joins the first shape. Then we need to put tabs on to hold it all together when we fold it. Each edge will need a tab. Draw these with dotted lines. Then cut along those lines and you have your shape. Now score along the folded lines and fold over the tabs. Then fold it into a ball shape and stick it together. Just make the room dark and point a lamp at the disco ball. The transformation is complete. See the way the light catches the different angles and reflects around the room. No self-respecting disco is complete without one. Do you know how to roar with your mouth shut? Use a bull roarer, of course. It's quick and easy to make one of your own. First, make a hole at one end of a thin piece of wood. A ruler is perfect. Next, carefully tie on a strong piece of string, about 70 centimeters long. Now, make sure everyone stands well back, and you're ready to roar. Hear that? I'm making the wood vibrate, and that makes air vibrate, which forms sound waves. And check this out. When I spin it slower, the vibrations are slower, and they make a low sound. But when I speed up, the vibrations become faster, and it makes a higher sound. So, a bull roarer works because the sound waves in the air, and it looks pretty cool too. Hold on, that's not meant to happen.
Here's the challenge. I have asked my 5 mates to figure out how they can balance on each other without falling over. It needs timing and coordination, and no weak links. You better come back later. This might take a while.
Looks like they've got a fair bit of work to do before they figure out how to support each other, Dana.
Sure do, Jason. I wonder how Blake and Sophie are doing at building a bridge to support their cars.
Never fear, Blake the bridge builder's here with my trusty cardboard bridge.
More like Blake the dreamer. This'll never work.
Stand aside, here I go.
Let's see that again, shall we, race fans? Good try, Blake, but back to the drawing board for us. We need a stronger bridge. Okay, so what went wrong? When the car went over the bridge, it sagged in the middle. There must be ways to make the bridge stronger. Squares aren't very strong at all. The square bends easily because it's not a strong shape. What about triangles? They're really strong. When you push down on a triangle, the weight is spread.
So we build a triangular bridge?
Nope, we use the triangles as part of it. Like this. See the triangles? They make it more rigid.
Okay, let's give this one a go.
I'm not using mine for this. Give me yours. It was definitely stronger than flat paper, but still not strong enough to hold the car. There must be a better shape to use.
Who thinks the longest suspension bridge in the world is the famous Golden Gate Bridge in San Francisco? Wrong. In fact, it's only number 8 on the list. The longest is the Akashi Bridge in Japan. The middle section between the tall pylons is 1.9 kilometers long. Yet the entire length of the Golden Gate is just under 1.3 kilometers long.
I knew that. I did. And I know you're going to love the next bit. It's all about magic slime.
Roll up for the amazing punching slime show. Gather round as my lovely assistant and I make the magic potion. Sophie, get the props. First, we get a wide, shallow container. Then add some corn flour. Next, pour in some water. Finally, a dash of food colouring for fun. Thank you, Sophie. The mixture will be hard to stir and stodgy, but soon it will become a gross, slippery mess. See how the magic slime slips through my fingers. Now, who thinks they're tough enough to punch a hole through this slippery mess? Ah, James. Good luck, but I think you underestimate the power of the slime. Oh dear, not as strong as you thought, eh, James?
The magic to this is in the corn flour. It has millions of tiny particles that hang in the water. Normally they flow like liquid, but when a force hits the slime, they lock together and make it almost solid. As soon as the force goes away, the slime turns gooey again.
It's so difficult to sit down on each other. Everyone needs to get into a tight circle. Stand right up behind the person in front, with your left shoulders in the middle.
It's all to do with balance points or centre of mass, which is usually somewhere around your belly buttons. So it's easy to balance when you're standing up. But in this group, unless everyone's balance is supported and everyone helps out, it's just not going to work.
Well, here goes again. 1, 2, 3. We've done it! Everyone's supporting each other. But hold on, can anyone figure out how we get up again?
We'll leave that one for you to figure out for yourself. Now let's see how our bridge builders are getting on. Okay, we know that some shapes are stronger than others. Bridges are often built using triangles for their strength, but our paper triangles weren't quite strong enough to carry our cars. So what other shapes could there be?
Got it.
Oh, sure you do, Blake.
No, really, the cylinder. Look. If you press down on the side, it squashes easily. But if you press on the top, it stays strong.
Because the weight is shared by the whole structure.
I'll be right back.
You like this bit, don't you?
Here we go again.
You know what? This just might work. It's got my triangles on the top,
And my strong cylinders supporting it underneath. But there's only one way to find out.
we've done it! We've conquered Heartbreak Hollow, using weak material, but shapes that make it strong.
That Blake next door, he's so obsessed with his plants. He's just got a new one too, and I think he's in love. I might just have some fun with it.
I can't believe it! Someone's taken my new plant! I've got to find it. I can't see any clues left behind. Hang on, what's this? The thief left a note to tease me, and that could be a big mistake. The ink on the note will help me find the thief. And here are the suspects. You've all got your own pens with you? Draw a thick line on the bottom of the paper. I'm going to compare their ink to the ink on the note. I will have my culprit in no time.
What are you doing? Making a cardboard film. You can't make films out of cardboard. Just watch me. I can. This'll be my screen. So what's the film about then? It's about a really good friend of mine. And he gets lost in the snow. Sounds good. See, there's the snow, and there's my friend the penguin. But they're on different sides of the cardboard. Just wait. I can trick your eyes into seeing them together. If I wind up the rubber bands, it'll really spin. Whoa! You try it. I think we might have a career in the movies. Let's make some more.
What's wrong with Sophie? She has a party and doesn't invite me. I'll show them what they're missing out on with my favourite party trick. That plastic film canister should be a good start. Now I need an antacid tablet and some water. take the lid off the canister, put the ink acid tablet in the container and add a little water. Now very quickly, put the cap on tightly, give it a shake, and as quickly as you can, place the canister cap side down and stand back. Now wait for the real birthday surprise.
Adding water to the tablet creates a gas called carbon dioxide. As the chemical reaction continues, it builds up more and more pressure inside the film canister, until the cap is blasted down and the rocket is blasted up.
Uh-oh, maybe not everyone thinks it's a great party trick.
Hey Dana, here's a challenge. Can you link together two paper clips without touching them?
That's easy, Jason. Give it here. It's not as easy as it looks, is it?
But John reckons he's got the answer. Here you go, John.
Thanks, Jason. A note and two paper clips. And all I have to do is link the paper clips. This is too easy. First, fold the note like so. And put it on the first paper clip. Then fold it again and put the other paper clip on like this. Then grab the two ends of the note and pull it apart. Hey presto, they're joined together, and I didn't even use my hands. Oranges. I just can't get enough of them. But Mum says I can only have one before lunch. I'll have the biggest. But which one is bigger? They look the same. Maybe I could weigh them. No. I know I need a more sensitive set of scales. This coat hanger will work. Two identical containers. Some string. Scissors. I need to make holes in the sides of the containers. Then cut the two pieces of string the same length. Thread one piece through the holes and tie the ends together. That's perfect. Now make another exactly the same. Attach the containers to the coat hanger, one at each end. Hang it up. Make it level. Insert the oranges. Wait for it. Oh, it's close, but there's my answer. That's the one for me.
Now I have an ink sample from everybody's pens. I'm going to see whose matches the ink on the note left at the crime scene. First I need 4 cups. I fix each piece of paper with a paper clip. Pour in a little water so it's just below the ink line. And now watch what happens. As the water travels up the paper, the ink begins to run. Different pens use ink made from different dyes. This trick separates them. Here's the second one. It looks similar, but not exactly the same. Okay, the third one. The blues are coming out. And finally, this one's red and blue. They all look different. I think I'll soon have my proof.
I love birds. They really brighten up the place. I just wish there were more of them in my garden. A According to my bird book, there are some clever ways to attract them. One is with the grass whistle. Split a long blade of grass down the middle. Stretch it tightly between the top and bottom of your thumbs. Blow through the gap. You should make a loud shriek. Another way is with a paper whistle. Fold a piece of paper in half and bend the ends outwards. Make a tear in the middle. Then hold the ends of the paper against your mouth and blow into the middle. And if this all fails to attract birds, high-pitched squeaking calls will often work. Rub a piece of polystyrene on a glass jar. Oh, I think that might have been too successful.
That's not something I'll be trying at home.
No, best stay away from that one. Here's a trick that won't put you in any danger.
How do you balance a spoon and a fork on a matchstick? Like this. First, wedge the spoon between the points of the fork. Then thread the matchstick through the fork. And balance it all on a glass. Easy. Maybe.
You know the drill. Your turn to do the dishes, Ben. It won't take long. Sure. But I know something I can do with detergent that's much more fun than this. Put 2 coins on the bench top, like so. Take a bottle and dropper with detergent and water in it. Then one with plain water. The question is, which coin will hold the most water? Let's see. In the right corner, plain water. In the left corner, detergent. As I add the drops, you'll see a dome of water gradually form. The coin with the plain water has lots more water on it. That's because the drops are much bigger. On the other side, the detergent breaks down the surface tension and makes smaller drops. Oh, the plain water has overflowed, and the soapy water is still going, and going, and going, and going, until...
But even though the detergent coin held a lot more drops, the plain coin still had more water, thanks to surface tension.
Ben, have you finished those dishes?
Oh, well, back to the task at hand.
Amazing what some people will do to get out of doing the dishes, isn't it?
Yep, but I don't think there's any way out for our plan thief. Do you know who it is, Blake?
Okay, now I've got my 4 sheets of evidence. I'll be able to tell whose ink matches the ink on the note. To get a sample from the note, just add water. There's blue in there. Now a comparison. No blue there. No, not that one. There's blue there, but it doesn't match. Yes, that's the one. The blue here is the closest match. Now to confront the thief. Anyone want to confess? Ty, anything to say? Sonam, do you have a new plan? No, the fact is, I know the thief is...
Don't worry, your plan's safe. Promise!
Great detective work, Blake. Now you've just got to catch him.
Keep running, Ben. Keep running.
We'll see you next time.